3 years ago, the Adéwálé Students' Conference and STEM competition started as a simple idea. Today, it has become a reality, empowering thousands of secondary students in Ogun State with knowledge and skills to better position them for career success. The 2023 edition of the program kicked off with a tour to schools across 7 local government areas to take the vision of the initiative closer into the communities. The Adéwálé Inter-School STEM Contest kicked off with the Zonal Finals, which witnessed the very best of public and private secondary schools in Ogun State. About 300 schools were streamlined to 48 schools, set to compete for up to 5 million naira in scholarship prizes. The Adéwálé Students' Conference story soon gained the attention of Her Excellency, the First Lady of Ogun State, Mrs. Abiodun, who also strongly believes that education is pivotal to the growth of the state.
When we first heard of the competition at Adéwálé, it sounded like, okay, it was going to be something that was quite competitive. So the zonal finals happened to be so. When we got there, the questions we found here were quite tough.
Going through a rigorous test, it came down to the point where only the best emerged from the zonal and then qualified for the divisional.
It wasn't easy because there were so many schools in there, which then we were very, very afraid. We didn't even know, probably we were even saying, are we going to qualify or not?
So the day the exams were released, results were released rather, I checked and I saw the top 30 and I didn't see my school. I like, oh, and I just peeped, I like, wow, and they were in front of me, the students were in front of me. So we were excited that we qualified because they weren't that exposed.
48 schools that emerged from the zonal finals are geared up for 2 intense days of competing in the finals to determine the next Adéwálé STEM champion. The schools were divided into 6 groups of 8 schools. Each group wrote a theory-based exam to qualify for the top 2 spots to move to the round of 16.
I didn't expect to be qualified for this one, but thanks to God I was qualified, and I think I'll make a good result because I just did now.
The stake is higher this time around, so everybody is here to win.
An app-based quiz was deployed to further prune the contestants into 8 schools for the quarterfinal round, and finally to 4 schools for the semi-finals.
I am very sure that I will scale through to the final and win.
I have confidence in myself because I know I've been through trainings and I've come a long way to give up now.
From what they've done, I believe in them. I need to believe in them. Even if they don't believe in themselves, I need to believe them. But sincerely, it's going to be very, very tough, really.
Crescent International School, Adedokun International Schools, Iloye, Apt Scholars Universal College, and the Ambassadors College qualified for the semi-finals, competing further towards the grand prize of 1.5 million naira. The Adéwálé Students' Conference is driven by the vision to raise the next generation of talents for Africa's transformation by promoting academic excellence, intellectual growth, and innovation.
So it's been a very interesting journey, if you ask me. Bringing people together, pulling people for this magnitude of event has been very interesting. Of course, it comes with its challenges. It's not been a bed of roses, it's not been easy. But we've been able to overcome it. As the co-visionaire for this project, I think getting partners that can key into the vision is very important to achieving it. So I am, very, very excited to be part of this journey every step of the way.
The edge that Adéwálé Students' Conference generally has over many other similar ideas, even especially the competition aspect of it, is I think the story and the passion. The passion of core people on the team who have believed in this story, believed in this mission, and go all out. And you can't take out primarily the convener, Michael Adéwálé himself, right? Because this is something that comes from the bottom of his heart. And thankfully, he's been able to have some individuals, some brands who also have equally plugged into this vision, to impact lives. Then talk about the story. It can stand as a metaphor for possibilities. Nigeria is a place where you have a lot of young people, a lot of families aspiring to get into the middle class, for example. And many of them, the key would be how well their children perform academically or take life's chances to do better. So to do that, really, it's always great to have a reference story. And Mike Adéwálé's story is a very strong, poignant story that can serve as that metaphor, that symbol of possibilities for young people. And I think that story and the strength of it and the passion that the convener himself puts into this easily gets transferred to other people who get close enough to buy into the vision and want to promote what is being done.
Like the Adéwálé dream, we believe every child has a dream planted like a seed that needs to be nurtured. These dreams start in the mind, and that is why ASC is committed to shaping the minds of world shapers right from their formative years.
I want to be a cardiovascular surgeon.
I want to be a neurosurgeon.
My dream is to become a doctor and help sick people.
I want to help improve the health sector of Nigeria and reduce mortality rates.
I find everything about science, especially biology, brain interesting. So I feel I can go for that.
Studying it very hard will help me to reach my dream.
All I just need to do is training, reading, and lots more to achieve my goal.
I need focus. I need determination because that's what it takes for me to reach that goal. If I'm hungry, I find it difficult to focus. So I think you have to be healthy. You can't do it on an empty stomach. You have to be physically fit and mentally, emotionally stable. You need all those factors.
Your level of education has to do with the quality of nutrition you have. Now, if you eat imbalanced diet, you're going to suffer nutrition deficiency, and then 2 is going to affect your academic performance in your classroom. For instance, very early before the commencement of today's program, we had our breakfast, courtesy Bama. You eat very light, and then that helps assimilation, and then you can concentrate.
The breakfast you had, which was sandwich, it's played a role in the way you think.
Compare that with a child that has to eat a bowl full of eba and then no means of protein or vitamins. A child comes in like that, and then the child is heavy and would not concentrate. And then before you see Jack Robinson, the child is dozing off and wouldn't concentrate in the class.
So on behalf of Vincent Egbe, the General Manager GB Foods Nigeria, it is a pleasure to be here today. Events such as Adéwálé Students Conference require utmost priority. It has proven to drive the progressive change needed, especially in making the students smarter and giving them the ambience that supports innovative thinking, problem solving, teamwork, and collaborative discussions. BAMA is making positive impact and nurturing future leaders and innovation through its investments in education and nutrition.
Education does not teach you what is happening only now. Education prepares you for what will happen in the future. So if any brand is trying to make the life better, they should be pushing into something that helps them to have employable staff in the future. And that's it. And if you keep concentrating on entertainment's gadgets were created by educationists. So if you are concentrating on the outcome and you are not concentrating on the beginning, you are not really helping the future. You are just helping the now. So the future is education. Because education does not only help you know the past, it helps you know the present. And most importantly, what makes education stand out is that it helps you know the future.
Genetically modified foods all have the same genes as the genes in plants, animals, trees, and even amoeba all have the same. The only difference in all these organisms is the arrangement of the genetic material. With these points of mine, I do hope I have been able to effectively convince you that genetically modified foods is the effective solution to hunger and food scarcity in Nigeria.
I'm here to correct your orientation and most importantly, to elucidate on the fast-spread misconception that social media enables the mental well-being of the Nigerian students. everyone here will agree with me that social media is definitely helping you in terms of education. Most times, even if you don't understand a particular topic, you definitely go on YouTube, search for it, and definitely you understand.
When we think about it critically, artificial intelligence is practically just a new species evolving out of humanity. Because we have many artificial intelligences these days which can think for themselves, which can converse with human beings, which can make real-life solutions. And the thing about AI is that it has more survival value than human beings because it can think exponentially faster and theoretically smarter than human beings. So when AI becomes self-conscious, what happens? I'll leave all of you to ponder on that. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for your time. God bless you.
This year is an improvement on the previous. The sky is not the limit, it's just the starting point. So I just want to appeal to multinationals, private individuals, to come to the aid of education, stop playing lip service to education, and place more emphasis and premium on education, because without education, we are going nowhere.
Our commitment to education as a tool for transformation cannot be overstated. Also, the importance of early education cannot be emphasized enough, for it is the foundation upon which the future of our great state rests. As we look at the student contestants gathered here, representing the best and brightest of Ogun State, I want to commend you all for the countless hours of hard work you have put into preparing for this competition. I say well done to you.
We're gathered here not just to celebrate champions, but to also recognize the transformative power of education and competition in driving national economic development, equality, and professional growth.
Now, the moment we've been waiting for is here. The semi-finals.
5 million naira is at stake. The question is, would it be the Crescent International School Ota, the Ambassadors College Ota, Adéwálé High School Ota, or the current champion, HAPS Scholars Universal College Ota? Let me recognize our sponsors. Ogun State Government of Nigeria. A round of applause. Twix-centric. A round of applause for Twix-centric, ladies and gentlemen. Also, GB Food, makers of Bama mayonnaise. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All other supporting brands, media partners, we celebrate and recognize you for standing behind such a great event like this. Thank you. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Welcome to the Adéwálé Student Conference 2023 Quiz Competition. Now, the first 4 questions will be answered by any of you, 2 each. You pick any 2 random questions you want, 1 to 7, and then we'll have the last 3 questions as a speed round. So that means fastest answer. You hit on the buzzer in front of you, and you answer the question. For every wrong answer, after hitting the buzzer, we'll subtract marks. Question 5. What's the equation to the circle x squared plus y squared minus 4x minus 2y equals 0 at the point 1, 3? 10 seconds.
X minus 5 is equal to 0.
Incorrect. Out of 70 schools, 42 of them can be attended by boys and 35 can be attended by girls. If a pupil is selected at random from these schools, find the probability that he or she is from a mixed school.
1/10.
Correct. The midpoint of m, 4 into minus 1, and n, x, y, is p, coordinate 3 minus 4. Find the coordinates of n.
X equals to 2 and y equals to minus 7.
Correct. The first term of a geometric progression, GP, is 3/4. If the product of the second and third terms of the sequence is 9, 7, 2, find its common ratio.
12.
Correct. That leaves us with just one more question for the buzzer round. I'll read it out. If you know the answer, please hit on the buzzer as fast as possible. First person to hit the buzzer will be called. If you fail the answer, -1. If you get it, 5 extra points. Is that clear? In how many ways can the letters of the word elective be arranged?
6720 ways.
Correct. 5 points for Adéwálé International College. I'm so excited that some of the faculty actually verifying these questions are alumni of Adéwálé Student Conference. They won the competition last year and they're doing great. A round of applause for them. So we like to follow their story every step of the way. So we're always in contact with them. We get them to volunteer in things like zonal finals, in things like the main event. But above all, we want to know where they are at every point in time. What schools are they going? What schools are they applying to? This is very important to us, and so we're very invested in all the winners of Adéwálé Student Contest. Let's start with the ambassadors. Your question?
Question 1.
How many hydrogen atoms are there in the organic compound 1122 tetrabromoethane?
2.
Correct. 3 points to the ambassadors. Okay.
Question
2. Question 2. What is the pH of a solution that is 1,000 times more acidic than pure water?
7.
Incorrect. How many hydrogens are there in the straight chain alkane that has 3 carbon atoms?
8.
Correct. The reaction of calcium carbide with water gives what class of hydrocarbon?
Alkyne family.
Correct. How many neighboring atoms are in contact with each in a hexagonal closed packed structure?
4.
Incorrect.
Intelligence is subjective. There are different ways you can look at intelligence, but by all means, yes, competition is a form of testing intelligence, because you have emotional intelligence, you have some other aspects. I mean, which is very important. This year, for example, there was a bit of an element of physical alertness, where the students had to use the buzzers, right? So it's a mix of different things, but overall, competition is important to keep us going, to strive to be better. And long story short is, competition is a very good form of testing intelligence. But then, like I said, the caveat is, it depends on the kind of intelligence you're trying to test for.
Crescent International Schools finished with a total of 25 points in the semi-final round 1. Adéwálé International College finished with a total of 44 points in semi-final 1. So, with a total of 44 points, the winner of semi-final 1 is Adéwálé International College. Now, moving on to semi-final 2. This is very, very interesting to see. I've never had it before in my years of moderating this quiz competition. Apt scholars and the ambassadors are tied with a total of 41 points each. Can we have the contestants on stage, please? I have one question. Just one question for you. First to hit the buzzer, and of course answers correctly. Just one question to break the tie. 2 buses start from the same station at 9 a.m. and travel in opposite directions along the same straight road. The first bus travels at a speed of 75 km per hour and the second at 48 km per hour. At what time will they be 240 km apart? You hit the buzzer.
11 a.m.
Apt Scholars Universal College move straight to finals.
After rounds of quizzes, Apt Scholars Universal College and Adéwálé International Schools Iloye have emerged as the ASC finalists for 2023. The big question is, who will be the next Adéwálé STEM champion?
All right. Physics, your question.
Question 1.
A motorcycle of mass 100 kilogram moves round in a circle of radius 10 meter with a velocity of 5 meter per second. Find the coefficient of friction between the road and the tires. You have 45 seconds.
0.25.
Correct. The focal length of a concave mirror is 2 meters. An object is positioned 8 meters in front of the mirror. Where is the image of this object formed?
2.67 meters.
Where?
At the front of the mirror.
Correct. The velocity ratio of a machine is 5 and its efficiency is 75%. What effort would be needed to lift a load of 150 Newton with the machine?
40 Newton.
Correct. The resultant of two forces acting on an object is maximum if the angle between them is
0 degrees.
Correct. We're now in the buzzer round. At what frequency will a 10H inductor have a reactance of 2000 ohms?
100 over pi.
Correct. Ladies and gentlemen, and with that, we've come to the end of the final round in the Adéwálé Student Conference 2023 quiz competition. May the best team win.
Awards of recognition and appreciation were given to some major stakeholders who have been supportive in dynamic ways to the success of ASC thus far.
This project is very special to Eccentric Solutions, primarily because we believe in Adéwálé's story. Michael was my classmate in school, and it was quite inspiring as I got to learn more about him. I was particular about us having his story documented. We have his book as a personal account of his story, but then we also see the Adéwálé Students Conference as an extension of that project, where it then gets to provide the platform for young people, starting from Ogun State, across the local government to compete and help promote the importance of STEM education in Ogun State, and then, of course, extending beyond Ogun State eventually.
Benga and I, we've been friends for almost 20 years now. We were classmates, and I would say he's the first believer of the Adéwálé story. From the first time he met me, he said, number one, your story needs to be in a book, and it has to be a movie. This was like maybe 15 years ago when we were seeing Unilag. Anyway, I shrugged it off, but when it was time, he made sure it happened. To Eccentric published Adéwálé, my mother's son, because of the sheer determination of this old man. He's the one that makes everything look big. Everything must be packaged. Please appreciate my very good friend, my childhood friend, and the managing director of Eccentric Solutions, Benga Omodu.
The value of friendship and foresight cannot be overemphasized, as seen in the highlights of the Adéwálé story. The defining moment is here. Who will be the 2023 Adéwálé Inter-School STEM champion?
With a total point of 29 points, ladies and gentlemen, for Adéwálé's STEM Contest 2023, it gives me great pleasure to announce the winner has Apt Scholars Universal College!
All 4 schools eliminated at the quarterfinal stage were awarded a scholarship prize of 100,000 naira each. The second runners-up were awarded 250,000 naira each, while the first runner-up was awarded 500,000 naira. The teachers were also rewarded respectively.
We are Apt Scholars Universal College, and we are the winners of ASC 2023. I'm feeling very happy because the journey was so exhausting, and I just thank God because we claimed our title.
I just want to say this publicly, that what we have done is amazing, it's incredible. You know, putting all of this kind of thing together live for the first time takes a lot of work, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of shouts, a lot of fights. But in the end, I'm super proud of what we executed today. Please, let's give ourselves a round of applause.
The Adéwálé Students Conference is a vision that was birthed in the heart of a little boy who chose to pursue education against all odds. Its fruition as we see it today is a testament to a mother's sacrifice to see her child become his best. Every participant is a beneficiary of her sacrifice and his persistence.
I just want to tell you that what I see today is very much beyond my dream. And what you have taught me is that when you share your ideas, it will grow bigger than you can ever imagine. Although they will say, oh, the visionary sees it. No. I want to disprove that sometimes You just plant the seed, and people like you will water it and take it beyond imagination. They were asking me, I said, we have hit our 10-year goal in year 3 with the magnificent work that we have done.
The team celebrated the successful completion of the event with joy, as all efforts were not wasted. Adéwálé Students' Conference continues to raise the bar for academic excellence in Ogun State to ensure the minds of future leaders are set on the right path.